This idea that it takes a village is exactly right. I think when people are happier and they have this balance and they are more productive and they're more committed and they work hard and they may work after hours, but they know that they'll be able to enjoy that time later. And so we make it work. I'm Linda Laren. I'm the Chief Administrative Officer of the Cardiovascular Center.
Every individual has their own responsibility to find out where their work and their personal lives interchange and the sense of a decision about wellness. My name is David Cantor. I'm the Executive Director of the North Campus Research Complex.
We work in a healthcare institution that we see a lot of sick people. They don't always fully recover. I think about those things and I think about how do we make a difference here? And if we're not taking care of ourselves, if I'm not taking care and encouraging the individuals that I work with and my team, then they can't take care of those patients. My name is Francine Lundy. I'm a Director of Patient Care Services at the University of Michigan Hospitals and Health Systems.
The most important part of having a healthy culture, I think, is that safety issue. And if you start with a core that people feel safe where they work, a lot of good things happen after that. I'm Skip Campbell. I'm the Chief Medical Officer.
I think one of the most important things about creating a culture around health and wellness and well-being is to always be thinking about different ways that you can reinforce that with different programs, because not every one program fits every one faculty or staff member. Valerie Castle, I'm Chair of the Department of Pediatrics and Communicable Diseases and Physician-in-Chief at CS Mott Children's Hospital.
We are hard on ourselves and we're hard on one another. And again, however we can help people so they take a more positive outlook and find the good in things. I'm Frank Krapansky, Director of Material Services.
A healthy work culture is not just the aspects that one would think about in terms of exercise and healthy eating. I think it's about how we treat each other. My name is Maria Seal, and I'm the Chief Department Administrator for the Department of Radiology.
Every area is different in the university. There's no one approach that works for everybody. I think the biggest thing is the commitment that this is an important thing to do. I'm Philip Zazov. I'm Professor and Chair of Family Medicine.
But we know from many studies that people do better from a medical standpoint if they have social connectedness. I'm Michelle Reba. I'm a clinical professor and associate chair for integrated medical and psychiatric services in the Department of Psychiatry and director of the Psych Oncology program at the University of Michigan Comprehensive Cancer Center.
Running is my meditation. When you have problems or issues that you're trying to solve and you kind of go for a run, you can work through conversations, you can work through different ways of handling different problems, and you can think more broadly than you would otherwise.
And one of the things that I have found that has been very effective for me is doing yoga. You know, it's a time for myself to kind of put all of that aside and take an hour just for myself to sort of clear my mind. And I encourage the staff of materials, indeed, meditation, yoga, whatever will work for them. I think it's important that they take the time for that.
I play golf with colleagues. That's an accountability piece, because if I'm not there at golf, I get a call and say, "You weren't at golf tonight, where were you at?" And so we have that accountability with each other, and it's great.
Like to play tennis, so I'm a terrible tennis player, but I love it, and so it's really been fun, not just from the physical, but also from the social aspects, meeting a lot of new people.
I like to walk, and we live on the Old West Side. It's 2.5 miles from the hospital. And so I walk to work pretty much every day and back.
Clearly, stress in the workplace can be a problem, and an emphasis on service excellence to each other, not just to our patients and our families, but to each other, helps with the work environment.
We've had events where I've had staff come and say, you know, Dr. Castle, I think pizza wouldn't be the best thing to be serving at this, and I can't agree with them more. So we've made investments in things that, you know, kind of reinforce what we think is good behaviors and good things to do for ourselves.
Like when I kayak, I think that just really makes you feel a little more relaxed. So when you do come back the next day, whenever to work, you're a lot more focused and you have so-called like a rest, almost like a good sleep.
Here at the NCRC, we came up with the idea of a wellness center. It's not a fitness center, it's not a gym, it really is about wellness. It was important to do an experiment to see whether we could engage every single person who worked here in some activity that contributed to their sense of wellness.
We have individuals within our department who are advocates and the champions.
We are very active in Active U. We have had teams for probably every year that it's been in place.
When I stand up each year and I reflect back on what we accomplished as a community, our programs around our employees, our wellness, our WOW program, I highlight every single year all the things that we've done and all the communities that we've touched, both internally and externally.
I run. I don't run fast, but I've trained for 2 marathons now. When I ran the marathons, I was driven by the purpose of building wells in Zambia. Could I have done that without that purpose? I don't know.
A healthy workplace culture is one in which the folks who work here have a sense of purpose. I'm a 3rd-generation doctor. I guess it feels natural to me to want to help other people, and that's my life.
I reflect every day on my purpose by the choices I make, by the support I provide, by the decisions that I make. I hope to make each of those points that I touch each day better than they were the day before.
There are times when I need to focus more on something that's going on personally, other times I need to really focus on something that's work. So I made a decision a long time ago, really based on some reflection, that I really only have one life. And that while people talk about work life and personal life and all the life, I really just have one life. A healthy workplace culture, I think, is just full of laughter.
Museum.
The beach.
Museum.
Beach. Every time.
Especially right now, right?
Yes.
Fight or flight?
Flight.
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 Fight or flight? Oh, flight.
Negotiate.
Fight. I like to challenge myself.